Welcome to our annual concert featuring both the Canfield High School Concert Band and the Canfield High School Symphonic Band. I'm Jerry Ricciuti. I'm the voice of the Canfield Bands. It's my privilege to be your master of ceremonies this evening. Before we begin our performances, we'd like to take a moment to cover some introductory information regarding tonight's concert. First off, this evening's performance will be video recorded and will appear on the school's YouTube channel. To ensure the quality of that recording, please limit your comings and goings from the auditorium to the brief intermission periods between the ensembles. Though, in keeping with proper concert etiquette, we ask audience members that absolutely have to enter or exit the auditorium during the performances to do so in between selections, and then wait outside until you hear the applause again to re-enter the doors. Second, please take a moment, turn off any of your electronic devices that you might have, phones, earbuds, tablets, smartwatches. For the sake of these students up here that have been working so long and hard to put on this show for all of you, we want to ensure that there are no distractions this evening during tonight's performance. Mr. O'Donnell and the Canfield Band program, thank you for understanding and cooperating in that. Lastly, we want to thank you for attending this evening's performance and your continued support of the Canfield Band and its students. Without further ado now, please welcome to the stage the Canfield High School Concert Band under the direction of Mr. Kyle O'Donnell. Our first selection this evening was originally commissioned by the Northeast Oklahoma Band Directors Association in 2003. Since then, this piece has grown from its humble origins into a more nationally recognized and performed piece. Written in a traditional style and form, it features a syncopated melody that appears throughout the beginning and the end of the piece, and a more lyrical contrasting section in between. Composed by David Gorham, here's our opening number this evening entitled Creekwood Overture. Our next selection is from the catalog of perhaps the most widely performed contemporary composer of band literature, Mr. James Swearingen. Born in Dayton, Ohio, Swearingen has become one of the leading composers of musical literature for young bands with over 600 compositions to his name. The CHS Concert Band is no stranger to his works, having performed several other Swearingen pieces in recent memory, such as the Blue Ridge Saga and Light Eternal. Tonight, the band will perform one of his compositions most known mostly for its dramatic energy through the use of rhythmic emphasis. Here is the 1978 Swearingen composition entitled Exultation. An unfortunate and timeless theme commonly found in music is the dedication of a song to honor the loss of a loved one. This next piece was written in honor of Heather Leonardi, a second-year band student in Perry, Kansas. At the start of 6th grade, Heather was diagnosed with cancer and passed away later that same school year. Although written in the sadness of her passing, this piece is meant to invoke the happier memories of Heather's life. Further showcasing the emotional impact that music has, the CHS Concert Band now presents the Darren Jenkins composition, Belayed. Our final concert band selection this evening is from another composer who's had their music performed on this stage a number of times. Much like James Swearingen, Randall Standridge composes music that's both achievable and challenging for younger bands. This next piece is no exception. About our final number, Standridge wrote, "This composition's very energetic and contains heavy percussion writing, interesting use of syncopation, and multiple time signatures." We close this portion of the concert with an exciting and challenging piece entitled Steel. Before our concert band exits the stage this evening and the symphonic band prepares for their program, we wanted to take the opportunity to remind you about our Sheet Music Fund donation. On your way out this evening, there will be student volunteers collecting donation for the band's Sheet Music Fund. These donations help us ensure that all band students in grades 5 through 12 are offered the opportunity to play some of the best band literature that's available. Any and all donations are welcomed and appreciated. We will return with the symphonic band portion of the show, as we say in television, right after this short break.
All right, so we have reached, I'm sure, part of the evening that you've all been waiting for. Over the last few weeks, we have been in the midst of our spring fundraiser, the Spirits for Spirit raffle. Students were collecting donations for that or purchases of raffle tickets, and we wanted to make sure that we announced the winner of our 3 prizes here at our spring concert. So we're going to bring out my lovely assistant, Mr. Seymour. Yeah, let's hear it from Mr. Seymour. George was kind of the one-man crew organizing and putting this event together and making, keeping track of tickets and donations and really doing a lot of the work behind the scenes. So it felt only right to have him come out and draw the 3 prizes. So we're going to start with the 3rd place prize, the 2nd place prize, and then we'll obviously go to the grand prize. If you are here this evening, you can redeem the 3rd or the 2nd place prize, and then we will make arrangements to take care of the 1st place prize. So, Mr. Seymour, let's see what we have. Yep. For the 3rd place prize, we have Lindsay Mihalik. Is Lindsay in the audience tonight? All right, that means I get it. Okay. And now for our second place prize. Second place prize goes to Pete Woodlock. Is Pete in the house tonight? Man, I'm doing okay tonight. Hey, Snares, how about a drum roll? Adam and Jake, give me a drum roll. 1, 2, ready, go. This person must not be in the audience either, so thank you for supporting my needs throughout this spring season. Oh, sorry, there is a name on here after all. Is it Joyce Pizzoni? Yes? No? How about that? First of all, thank you to anybody who helped sell these raffle tickets. This is one of our bigger fundraisers throughout the year, and it just really helps offset the cost that it takes to run a program of this caliber. So anybody who was involved in this event, thank you, thank you, thank you for your continued support of our students and our program. This really, really goes a long way. So thank you again. If you want a prize, or we'll get a hold of those people and we'll distribute those as time goes by. Thank you again for participating in our fundraiser.
I'm shorter than Mr. O'Donnell. After a fantastic performance this evening by our concert band, we continue now with the spring concert this evening with the Canfield High School Symphonic Band. The band's first number is an arrangement of one of the most distinctive parade marches ever written by Roland F. Seitz. This arrangement doesn't change or simplify any of the technical elements found in the original version, but rather it provides the performers with more clear interpretations of the musical elements found within. Please welcome to the stage the Canfield High School Symphonic Band under the direction of Mr. Kyle O'Donnell as they begin their program this evening with a piece entitled March Grandioso.
All right, we are at the point in our program where we are going to transition into our senior soloist performance. Our senior soloist this evening, to say she's involved in everything is probably just kind of scratching the surface. Honestly, I'll forget everything, but it's condensed into the paragraph that you have in your program this evening. I know in terms of scouts and a robotics team and band and running track or throwing for the track team, really spinning a lot of plates during her time here at Canfield High School and outside of these walls as well, and some of her other extracurricular activities. Miss Emily Haino really is a fantastic musician. When I was here back in 2018, she was in 7th grade. There was a really strong flute class that year. I think they were even featured on their 7th grade concert. And that carried through 6 years later to today, where you're really in for a treat. I was fortunate enough to hear Emily perform this piece with her piano accompanist back on Saturday, January 28th at the Solo and Ensemble Contest. And pretty much from note to note, it was like, yep, that's going to be our senior soloist. So, I mean, it was pretty clear the technical prowess that she possesses and her ability and facility on the flute are really outstanding. This piece is not easy. I mean, as you'll hear, obviously, from Emily's performance, the orchestration that goes along with it, very intricate. You have to be really precise in your entrances. You have to do a lot of counting. A lot of them have rest for long periods of time, but it takes focus really from start to finish. And there's, I just want to do one quick little backstory on the piece before I introduce our soloist formally. Cecile Chaminade, who wrote this piece, actually wrote it as kind of a love message to her heartthrob at the time, I guess. The only downside for Cecile Chaminade was that the apple of her eye was engaged to be married to someone else. And this was Cecile's effort to try to steal back the one that she loved. In my search for the backstory of this piece, there was no literature on the reaction of the mother-in-law from this attempt. But I'm sure it probably didn't go over too well with the bride-to-be. Nonetheless, this melody, it really is, it's beautiful, and it really kind of encapsulates the love message behind the piece. And it's one that I always find myself humming as we leave rehearsal of this number throughout the day. But with that, all of that being said, I think I gave her enough time to kind of get ready. I would like to introduce, and I'm honored to introduce, our senior soloist this evening, Miss Emily Haino.
When describing our next piece, composer Frank Ticheli states, "I was inspired by the freedom and the beauty of the folk melody of some of the same name, invoking the imagery of the river described in the lyrics. Sometimes the accompaniment flows quietly under the melody, other times it breathes right alongside it. Though there is some uncertainty regarding the origins of this particular folk song, there's no denying the beauty and emotion of its melody. Here is Frank Ticheli's setting of the 19th century folk song entitled Shenandoah." The band's next number this evening was chosen from the OMEA Large Group Required list and is graded as a Class A piece. Due to the intricacies and details of the repertoire, bands usually spend about 8 weeks preparing for Class A literature. However, with their trip to Chicago in March and spring break in between, the symphonic band had just 5 weeks to prepare this piece that you're about to hear. What the band's able to achieve in almost half the time is a true testament to their talent and their hard work. We continue this evening now with a piece by American composer John Zadeklik entitled Chorale and Shaker Dance. And at this time, we'd like to ask the senior members of both the concert and symphonic bands to make their way to the front of the stage for our final number this evening. Throughout one's senior year, there are several last moments. That would include the last first day of school, their last pep assembly, the last class trip, or their last game with their team. Tonight, these seniors will get to check off one more last moment on their list, with accompaniment by the symphonic band underclassmen this evening. Here now are our seniors' last band performance of the Canfield High School alma mater. Once again, thank you very much for having a fantastic evening this evening and joining us. Please now join us out in the cafeteria on your way out for a brief reception this evening. One final reminder, if I can, that our student volunteers will be collecting sheet music fund donations as you exit this evening. Once again, my name's Jerry Ricciuti. I get to be the voice of these great kids in the Canfield Band program. I say thank you and good night.